Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stay tuned to this special channel, ID Mind Media Radio and Television, hosted by your only host, Comrade Fritz Misodi. Today, we are going to be talking about the detail of how Cameroon and Southern Cameroon became member of the Commonwealth. And today we are calling on the suspension of Cameroon from Commonwealth, because Cameroon has taken advantage of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia and gotten its membership in Commonwealth, and they are using that as a platform to bolster their economy, their political and socio-cultural system within Cameroon, and by neglecting the English-speaking part that made Cameroon first of all became member in 1995. We are saying this because a lot of people don't understand that Cameroon is the only country, one of those very only country that has membership in both Francophonie and the Commonwealth. And that has given Cameroon the opportunity, the advantage, the largesse to benefit from both the Francophonie and the Commonwealth of Nations. But the question is, if Cameroon is a member of both the Commonwealth and the Francophonie, why is that the English-speaking Anglophone Ambazonian people are being marginalized, are being mistreated? When the Commonwealth delegation visited Cameroon, they handed it, that was in 2019. The chairman, of the Commonwealth, the chair lady, sorry, it's a woman, she visited Cameroon and told Pobia that the crisis is gonna be a major issue for its membership. And since then, the Commonwealth have not reacted ever since, after all these atrocities that Paul Biya's regime is meting on the people of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia. That made Cameroon being a member of the Commonwealth. Cameroon cannot be a member of the Commonwealth if not of the people of Southern Cameroon, who are so-called federated with Cameroon. But what we are saying here today is that the suspension of Cameroon is eminent from Commonwealth because their membership is tied to the people of Southern Cameroon. And now you cannot abandon the obligation that made you a member of Commonwealth. Okay, Cameroon is a member of Commonwealth because it shares that historical connection with the British Cameroon, right? The British Southern Cameroon. When the Cameroon gained her independence in 1960, it was a member of the Francophonie. It wasn't a member of Commonwealth. It was when the British Southern Cameroon got her independence in 1961. That is when Cameroon started having some discussion to join in the Commonwealth, because the British administered region was Southern Cameroon. Okay, it had nothing to do with La République du Cameroon. So the membership of Commonwealth today is tied to the fact that the English-speaking Cameroon, Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, okay, they were given that option to join Nigeria or to join Cameroon, right? So it wasn't like something that they say, okay, if Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia was not federated with Cameroon, then Cameroon could not be even talking about Commonwealth, right? Because it's because of the presence of the federation system that was gained by both countries made Cameroon a member of both that Cameroon and Francophonie and Commonwealth. As simple as that, right? So we have to understand that the countries that are members of Commonwealth, they have their own characteristics, because one, they are of British Southern Cameroon. Okay, they sprung from that British empire, and they had that aspect of British colonial past, right? So that is why Cameroon actually, because of the Southern Cameroon-Ambazonian Federation with Cameroon joined the Commonwealth in November of 1995. Okay, Cameroon became the first to belong to both the Francophonie and the British Southern Cameroon Commonwealth. Okay, so this is something that we have to understand, because some people don't understand that the violations of democratic principles by Cameroon, they don't know that the Commonwealth nations, you have to respect the democracy, the human rights, and the rule of law to be a member or to maintain your membership. That's why when you hear Dr. Dr. Matsanga talking about this today, it's because Cameroon have violated all these principles of Commonwealth membership. Why? Because first, they don't respect the English speaking part, which is Ambazonia, that made them being part of that membership. So it has to go both ways. You cannot have it both ways. The membership of Commonwealth is because of English speaking countries. It has nothing to do with Francophonie. So Cameroon is benefiting from this because they are the one sending delegation there. They are the one doing all those things. Whereas it has nothing to do with Francophonie. Have you seen Ambazonian or Southern Cameroonian going to represent in Francophonie? No. Because we know it's a French speaking something, right? Those violations of human rights in Ambazonia is contrary to the Commonwealth of Nations policy. Okay, that these freedom, the violations of these civil liberties, this freedom of speech, okay, and peaceful assembly, all these things, I think that if you are a member of Commonwealth, you have to respect. But does Cameroon respect that? Okay, the fact that they have come and occupied the land militarily and forced the people of Southern Cameroon to try to change the language, these are contrary to Commonwealth. The Commonwealth nations have their own status quo. They have what makes them Commonwealth, right? Their English Anglo-Saxon system, the common law system, the legal system is a common law system. Okay, the fact that you don't want the people of Southern Cameroon to be tried in their own jurisdiction is against Commonwealth of Nations. The Commonwealth have their own common law system. They have their own common legal system. They have their own system. You cannot arrest somebody from a Commonwealth of Nation. You take that person to the civil law of Yaoundé. That is a Francophonie law. You try them there in Yaoundé. They know nothing about that. It's only when the military occupy Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia that we start knowing of Calais. We never knew of Calais. Remember, Southern Cameroon never had an army. Southern Cameroon had just a police force trained by the British in the Mutengene police school that you still have today. So most of those people who were police, they were made to join the Cameroon police, and the mobile wing was the name of the police of Southern Cameroon. We had our own police force. Okay, we are calling on the suspension of Cameroon because Cameroon, the one country that was suspended before in the Commonwealth was Fiji. And why was Fiji suspended? Fiji was suspended in 2000 and also in 2006. Why? Fiji was suspended because there was a military coup there. The military coup that toppled the government in 2006. The Fiji government was suspended. Fiji was suspended due to that overthrow of its democratically elected government. Okay, but this was and they say Fiji was readmitted until 2014 after restoring democratic governance. Now, Cameroon, after failing all these democratic principles, all these military occupation of the people of Southern Cameroon or the Ambazonian land, Cameroon needs to be suspended from the Commonwealth. It hasn't. There is no excuse that Cameroon can give of its occupation of a Commonwealth country. Ambazonia is a Commonwealth country. It's a Commonwealth because of the admission of Cameroon. Cameroon is a member of the Commonwealth. Okay, please, if you are watching, please make sure you share. I see a lot of people watching from YouTube. Some people also watching from Facebook. Okay, make sure you share the live. I don't know what's going on with that connection. Yeah. Okay. So the membership of Cameroon is due to the people of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia. Cameroon cannot have membership in Commonwealth without the people of Ambazonia. It cannot happen. Commonwealth of Nation members are due to the offsprings of British colonial past. So if Cameroon is a member of the Commonwealth and the people of Southern Cameroon, it's because of the presence of the people of Southern Cameroon that gives them membership. So what we are talking here is that the Cameroon government must respect the principles of Commonwealth. Okay, okay. Let me play this so that you listen to Professor Dr. Matsanga and why he is saying that they have to suspend Cameroon from the Commonwealth.
Afternoon, good evening, good morning across Africa, in the United States of America, in the United Kingdom, Europe, Russia, China, and the South Pacific Ocean, Australia, and South America. Thank you very much. For the last 4 weeks, including the days of activism, I have been very, very busy filing applications to reignite the situation on the African continent. I've been in Europe. I've gone to the United Nations, Geneva, passed there. I went to the United Nations courts. The two courts where I filed, and I have filed, especially the International Criminal Court, where I filed an application, where I made sure that this application ignites the campaign against the brutality of the people, against the people of Southern Cameroon. I, not part and parcel of the confusion of the fighting, the confusion of the groups in Cameroon. I am Pan-African, and I went to this court to file applications to ask the International Criminal Court, my friend Karim Khan, if you file yours in 2020, if you file yours whenever it is not my problem. Mine, I've filed it and it has worked. It depends on how you file your application. And I'm glad the Office of the Chief Prosecutor has begun those investigations. And they will try to find out, to compare my notes with the notes they will have on the ground. So those who are running around the world talking about them having filed this is your problem. At the end of the day, I am interested in the people of Cameroon to be free, to be set free, to go home, to relax, to have a country of Southern Cameroon. The people of Ambazonia have suffered for the last many, many years. I am the only person south of Sahara who is not a Cameroonian, who started a campaign. Forget about SACO, forget about the rest of media campaign. Anybody can challenge me. In 2016, almost 8 years ago, I single-handedly, voluntarily started a campaign, a media campaign, to expose Paul Biya against all forms of torture, harassment against the people of Southern Cameroon. I'm on record, and those tapes can be played here when nobody had a television station. Nobody had an online TV, none. Therefore, I want you people of Southern Cameroon to unite, not to fight over social media, over this or that or that. I have done my job, and I will continue to do my job to pressurize the international community to find solutions for the people of Southern Cameroon. I've written today a letter.
That is Professor Matsanga, David Matsanga, who is has been forefront following the occupation of Ambazonian land by the Cameroon military in 2016. He has been forefront, and we understand how he has fought so hard as a Pan-Africanist to see the liberation of the people of Southern Cameroon. We have to recognize his effort. We have to recognize his stand on that. Okay, he has worked so hard in the past years to see that the people of Ambazonia are free, the people of Southern Cameroon are free. Today, we see his effort gaining ground with the application that he made to the ICC, International Criminal Court, on behalf of the people of Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon, that the ICC court has accepted, and they are now investigating the Paul Biya regime of Yaoundé. Thanks to people like this. Sometimes when people say that, oh, Ambazonians don't have support, or people are not supporting the struggle, or people, they don't know what people are doing behind the scene. A lot of work is being done behind the scene, a lot of work that people will not tell you. There's a lot of projects going on behind the scene, and when you see people who have been working in this struggle in the past, you cannot understand. You can't understand, because there's a lot of work that people are working behind the scene. Even before then, you understand that Professor Matsanga has been working with the suspension of Cameroon in the Commonwealth. He started that fight long ago. The crime against the people of Southern Cameroon, he also fired it. I understand the interim government has fired that before. Okay, we have used the legal proceedings to do that before. Remember, Seseko hired a lobbyist to do our bidding for that. Sako hired a lobbyist. Even now, we have the interim government of Chris Ano is also hired a lobbyist. Okay, now currently they're still doing that. So this lobby has been working. All these lobbies, these are different law firms that the governments hire to help facilitate all these things. But someone like this, like Dr. Matsanga, does it by himself, because he goes and knocks those doors with his own Pan-African forum, his own NGO. It's a Pan-African forum. He goes there and knocks these doors, and he has opened the door for the ICC. Despite how many years that we have been trying to do this, we have not succeeded. But someone else succeeded on our behalf. We must give thanks to people like this. We must give thanks. We must say thank you to people like this who are fighting for the people of Southern Cameroon in their own side of things. Let's continue to listen why he said they should suspend Cameroon from Commonwealth. Because Cameroon is a member of Commonwealth because of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia. That's why Cameroon is a member of Commonwealth. Because what does that tell you? It tells you that it's because of the recognition of the people of Southern Cameroon. That is why Commonwealth say, okay, because of this presence of these people, you become a member of Commonwealth. Because Cameroon is not supposed to be a member of Commonwealth, because it has nothing to do with Commonwealth. It's the people of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia with the former British territory of Southern Cameroon that makes us a member of Commonwealth. Okay, and that's why people like Philomene Yang, Diongute, and all these other people who are now, they took them off from Commonwealth and made them prime minister to behave as if we are together. Okay, this is not something that we have to be mixing up things and trying to. The Commonwealth of Nations, the lady came to Cameroon. If I could remember very well, she came to Cameroon, I think 2019. The lady, and told Paul Biya, please, this war on the people of Southern Cameroon, okay, is not good. Her name is Patricia Scotland. She visited Cameroon in 2017 when that war started. And told Paul Biya, this war is not good because these people are Commonwealth people. You are declaring war on them, is not good. Discuss with them, okay. These people have a British Southern Cameroonians who decided to say, okay, let's see if this federal system can work. Now, this federal system is not working, has not worked. So why do you declare war on them? These are the things that the Commonwealth, Patricia Scotland was asking Paul Biya when he visited Yaoundé in 2017. So today, this lawsuit against the people for the suspension of Cameroon is because of the war going on in Ambazonia today. We want we are thanking Dr. Matsanga for this effort, and it will open a lot of avenues for the world to see that this is why Ambazonians are being suppressed, because of the benefit that Cameroon gains from just being a member of Commonwealth. Yes, because Commonwealth of Nations and also being a member of Francophonie. How many countries? No one country has both, except Canada. Canada is a member of Francophonie and a member of Commonwealth, right? Because they have English and French part. But Cameroon doesn't understand that. They want to exploit. They want to eradicate the culture, the Anglo-Saxon, everything. Okay, and that is what. Continue listening to
the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, asking her what happened to the values of the Commonwealth. When you went to the Commonwealth, there were values. Where have the values gone? I'm sending a clear message to those who are confused, who want to gain glory where it is not, who want to gain glory when it is not theirs, to be silent for now. We are going to make sure that people are accountable for the crimes that have been committed in Southern Cameroon. I am a Pan-African. I stand by the truth, say the truth. God, Jesus Christ, told me to come to stand, to be poor, but liberate the people. Remove the people from the bondage of Paul Beer. Some of the people masquerading today are working with Paul Beer to frustrate the efforts of the real genuine people, us who want a liberated, free, and fair Southern Cameroon, and a free and a fair Cameroon where everybody lives in peace and harmony. Thank you very much. Take that notes. I'll give you further information on the progress. I have got my documents, as you can see, all planned, well placed here in my files, and everything has copies, certificate from the office of the chief prosecutor saying they have everything to go. It is up to them. I have done my bit. I have brought it to the international community that there is trouble. There is trouble. I've escalated the matter, and I have done it for the sake of the people. I want to thank you so much, the people of Southern Cameroon, for all the support.
Yeah, so that's Dr. Matsanga. That's Dr. Matsanga making it clear that he has evidence. He wants to make sure that the liberation of people of Southern Cameroon become fruitful, that he will fight tooth and nail. But we have our own people who are example of those sellouts. The sellout of your own people for something that you don't care about the history, you don't care about it. We are 8 million Ambazonians. I always say this: how many countries in the world has more than even 2 million? There are countries with just less than 1 million people, but they are a country. How many countries in the world has 8 million people? And you see somebody like Capo who come and say, hey, we are defeated, we should just surrender. Let's just surrender and let's just forget. Let's just remain slave. Let's just say, okay, we are done. We are defeated. You don't defeat culture. You don't defeat history. You don't defeat truth. That's not the kind of... We are not Biafrans. We are not people who want to form a state. We are not forming a state. We became independent. Please, people like Capo Daniel should learn about what they call independent. We were granted independence by the United Nations. The United Nations delegation went to Yaoundé and handed Paul Biya 2 flags. Told Paul Biya that, hey, this country is built on an equal nation. Two nations came together to form this country that you are today. They gave Paul Biya the Ambazonian flag, and they gave Paul Biya another flag of La République flag. They gave 2 flags. Delegation from the United Nations. And with this recognition, this is an international recognition. I don't know what Capo Daniel is saying that, oh, defeated. Diplomats, international organizations, everybody have made it clear that the regime of Paul Biya cannot defeat the people of Southern Cameroon militarily. They have asked them, go to negotiation table. Because when you see people like this coming around and making all these flimsy excuses, oh, we are defeated. You don't defeat history. You don't defeat ideology. You don't defeat people who are people. You don't defeat 8 million people. Have you seen where they defeat 8 million people? Where they stand their ground, say, this is our country. You cannot do that. And I don't understand why the Commonwealth of Nations will listen to Paul Biya say that they want to eradicate the English culture. Then they still keep this man to be member of a Commonwealth. You are a member of Commonwealth, but you want to eradicate the How contradictory is that? You cannot be a member of Commonwealth. That is an English, because of the English origin. The British past colonial countries are members of Commonwealth. But you said that you wanted to assimilate them to turn to French. You want to change their culture, change their way of thinking, make them become French people, eradicate their culture, their Anglo-Saxon form of education, change their legal system, everything change, and just say, okay, then you are still a member of Commonwealth. How? Your membership, you must be suspended because you don't value that membership of those people who make you a Commonwealth member in the first place. That's what Professor Namding is making it clear, because some people don't understand that Cameroon is benefited from being 2 membership, Francophonie and Commonwealth countries. They don't value the people who are there as the English-speaking people. They mistreat our people. They say you are a second-class citizen. Country of equal status. The United Nations granted our independence. They never said that we are second-class citizens to any country. They never said that. So let nobody fool you that, oh, let's just be defeated. Surrender. How can you surrender a country? How can you surrender? Our people left the house of Nigeria because they were not happy with the treatment. If you see these parliamentarians and senators going to beg, it's because they don't have sense of their direction. They don't know the law. They don't know their value. Because if you know your value, you will not go and be begging. You take a decision and stand on that decision. You cannot be begging for road for 40 years. You are begging for road. You cannot be begging for companies that we had before. We had our companies. It's because of mismanagement. All those companies are no more there. Where is marketing board? I was very proud seeing growing up. I saw marketing board in Limbe back then in Victoria. Marketing board was one of the best companies because it had employee where the employee quarters, very good houses for the employees. One of my uncle used to work in marketing board back then, and I know because I live in that quarter. I was visiting my uncle in that quarter. It was a marketing board quarter for workers. Today, there's no marketing board. Many companies have been dilapidated. Everything gone because of the mismanagement. When these people join us, they mismanage every company that we had. Every company. Mbelamuki is just a youth, because he said that when Pobia came to Cameroon, to Boya, he was in the YCPGM, the youth section of their party there. So he doesn't understand a lot of things. He's still growing. He's still begging for road today, making him know that he's still young. Because for people who saw what we saw back then, we can tell a better story than Belamoki. Because he doesn't understand that road, the people, our forebears have been asking for roads long ago. When Parliament, the former parliamentarian Mwalu Penja of Indian side, Indian County, was asking for roads, Kumba to Mondemba Road. He was called in Yaoundé because he said that the oil is coming from Ndian, but Ndian does not have a road. They call him, appointed him, whether minister or what. That's what they do. Then they will not fix any road. They appoint you, silent you, give you position, give you. That's what happened. When this current prime minister was talking about that road, they called him, appointed him prime minister. So that's how the government of this country is working, that corrupt Cameroon government. They use appointment to silence dissent. All these people who used to be someone like Frundi. Remember when Frundi won the elections? Frundi won Paul Biya in the presidential election in 1991. But what did they do? They said the best way to do this man is to appoint his wife, just be paying him every month so that he should just stay quiet. That's how Paul Biya and SDF died a natural death. Today there's no SDF. Listen to someone like Capo now saying that, we cannot fight this fight, we cannot do this. For your information, the fight for the freedom of Southern Cameroon did not start in 2016. Don't ever make that mistake to think that this crisis, this thing started. It was a armed struggle that started in 2016. Take note. Don't make the difference between the SCNC that started fighting before Scapo. Long ago, they started this fight. So don't let somebody think that it's 2016. We are defeated. Let's just let the thing go away, or we don't have any way to fight these people. No, this thing, since when Endeli and Foncha discovered that they fooled them in Fumban, they started this fight. Fon Goji Dinka, they started this fight long ago. Let nobody come and fool you. Justice Ebong declared independence on the radio in Boya. That was 1990 something. So let nobody fool you that this war started, this struggle started today or 2016, as Capo Daniel and these people go in there and say, listen to Capo Daniel. I want you to listen to Capo Daniel, and you see what his mindset is.
Today I've come to you on the Thursday, December 12th, with a very special message. We have come 8 years
or 2016, as Capo Daniel and these people go in there and say,
the war we did not prepare to fight. That we cannot beat Cameroon militarily without international support. So far, no country has stepped up to support our military efforts. The few international partners and military companies that have approached us have all backed off almost 4 years ago. We have not had a single country, especially African states, or even personalities in the international community recognize the independence of Ambazonia that was declared by Ayok Tabi. We have recognized this. We have not had any direct support to arm our soldiers. The few military sympathizers within the Nigerian government have not really supported us. They have sold weapons, limited weapons, light arms to our soldiers. that could not really make any significant difference or any dent in the Cameroon military present in our territory. And there is no expectation that these situations will change. There is no expectation or hope that any country will step up to recognize the declaration of Sisikwa Yuktabi for our independence, or support our force, or arm our force, or even help to accommodate our leadership in terms of providing us a capital to sit in and function as a people. These are what we face today. It is an issue of surrender.
Oh man, sometimes you see, these are the people, Capo Daniel, these are the people who have gone extra mile to discuss with La Republique people, right? La Republique senior government officials, with other. I don't know how they are going to talk about the people when they are not concerned. Then they'll send someone like Capo Daniel to come and tell them that, okay, we have to surrender, we have to do this, we have to do this. Capo Daniel is that kind of person that was suspended from ADF, AGOFC. They suspended him because of his activities. He was taken out. He used to be the spokesperson of the AGOFC, right? He was dismissed because of his activities with the Cameroon government. So, what kind of respect can you give for someone like this with very bad reputation? Very, very bad reputation. And he's coming now to say that we don't have support, international support. I just show you some. You have seen Tibonagi, you have seen all other diplomats. You know, we are talking with governments. We are talking with government officials. We are talking with diplomats. The American government of all has given us TPS. Just check how many countries has the privilege to have TPS. Because of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia, American government has handed us TPS, temporary protective status. It's a very big privilege. Inside Africa, how many African countries has TPS today? Somalia has to have it. Used to have because of the war there. I think Uganda or Rwanda or something had that TPS. It's not given to any country. But we were privileged, and now Capo Daniel come and say we don't have support. What kind of support do you think a government will give to you? When the American government suspended AGOA, American Africa Free Trade Agreement, that is part of support. You think that support means that we'll come and say, okay, that we support Southern Cameroon? No. The actions, the sanctions that the government of United States gave to Cameroon is part of the support. The Cameroon government has asked even to the arrest of all the leaders here. You think that if America was not supporting us, you think that all these Sarkozy and all the Cristiano, all these leaders that are in America, they couldn't have arrested them and sent to Cameroon? You think that someone like Tibonagi supporting the people of Ambazonia that freedom must come, you think that is just because he want to say? He's talking with the government officials. He's talking with the people that matter in government. Tibonagi is not somebody who can just come from nowhere and be talking. He's a former assistant secretary of state. Secretary of State in America is a big position. It's not a small position. So he is not just saying things like people say, Tibonagi is just this. Capo doesn't understand that. He is the one that came and brought that thing of devolution and this. There's a lot of things that they don't understand. They look at the world and the struggle through the eyes of money. Okay, these are the people that can go and sell their own country and remain stateless, right? They want to remain stateless. They want to stay like that, and they don't care if they belong to any country. The guy who went and discussed about the people of Southern Cameroon at the United Nations at the conference on minority was very significant. Upon all the conferences that you want to go and discuss about discussion about Southern Cameroon, you go and be talking about the minority conference. When you know that has very little impact, because one, we are not a minority, we are a country, for that matter. Okay, we are a country that recognized by the United Nations, and you went and be putting us in a kind of situation where we become like a minority, and they try to fight for the minority rights. When you fight for a minority right, you know what that means, right? It means that you are just like the African Americans here in America, right? They are fighting for their minority right. Yeah? They want jobs, they want to vote. All women, all black women, black men. The police shooting. They should stop shooting black Americans. They should stop doing that. Is minority things. Ambazonia is not a minority issue. It's a thing between two countries that came together. So Capo should understand that, and that is a international mediation. If anything that want to hold to settle the dispute between the people of Southern Cameroon-Ambazonia and the people of Cameroon, it will only be internationally led negotiation. It has nothing to do with what Capo Daniel is saying, because he doesn't understand international law. He doesn't understand international treaties. The legal thing, the legal balance that Cameroon or they can claim is that, oh, we voted to join them, right? That is what they claim, that we voted. Good. How do we vote? We voted for the independence of the people of Southern Cameroon. To join you people and say, okay, let's see if this experiment works. If it doesn't work, we go our separate ways. This was not something that we're gonna be with you people forever. There was no agreement like that. The United Nations granted us independence, and that's why I want you people watching now to know this fact. Norway, that has arrested Ayabacho, is one of the people that voted for our independence. Go check the statistics. This current government of Norway does not know the history. So they are going against their own law. The Norwegian people, the Norwegian government vote. You remember, 64 countries voted for the independence of Southern Cameroon in 1961. 1961, 64 countries voted yes for the independence of the people of Southern Cameroon. Today, Ambazonia. So Norway arresting Ayabacho should go and check the history, because if they make a mistake of what they call repatriation or extradition of Ayaba to Yaoundé, it will be a big, huge mistake, political mistake for Norway, and it's the same mistake that Nigeria corrected when they asked the Cameroon government to send back the Naira 10 and the Taraba 39. That they made a mistake. They did not know that it was internationally wrong for you to send somebody back when it's not legally binding. There's a lot of political and things going on when it comes to that. Okay, the fact that you voted for the independence of the people of Southern Cameroon, then you come and say, hey, these people are rebels, these people are this. It doesn't work that way. All the 64 countries that voted for the independence of the people of Southern Cameroon still have their votes till today at the United Nations. That is why the delegation of the United Nations went to Yaoundé with 2 flags and handed them to Paul Biya. That is something that we have to understand. But today, what do we have? The situation in our country, the military came and occupied the land. They do this kale. All political parties, anything that is there, our House of Chiefs, everything was dissolved. They brought in the thing of Grand National Dialogue, then they come with the special status, just using those nice terms to fool us. Decentralization, special status. Then you hear someone like Mbela Moki crying today. He said, allow me to cry. A senator crying because of they have fooled them. He said that, this is another Fumban. The fooling and the lies, the manipulation continues. As time goes on, that is how they keep fooling our people and making you think that you belong, but you don't belong. Why did they dissolve? When we joined them, there was a position of vice president. Ask yourself, why did they dissolve the position of vice president? Because that agreement was that if we stay with La République du Cameroon, there will be a rotational presidency. You know what they call rotational presidency? It means that if Pobia ruled, that therefore, when we joined them, there was supposed to be a rotational. Aijo was not supposed to be for 22 years in president. Pobia was not supposed to be for 42 years in president. That was not the agreement. The agreement was for rotational presidency. But today, Aijo stayed for 22 years in power. Biya, 42 years in power. Who is next? We don't know. But you have the answer. And you have what it takes to understand the level of thievery, the level of exploitation, the level of manipulation that we have gone. That some elites in Yaoundé are very comfortable. They call themselves elites. They are comfortable there. They can say what they want. Somebody like Atanganji, we just pass any law and do our thing because he is benefiting from the regime in Yaoundé. But from the lesson we have learned from Somaliland lesson, please, they declared their independence in 1991. How many years did Somaliland stay before they were recognized? Is this year, and this year is when American government built their first embassy in Somaliland. Think of it, how many years after they declared their independence? We declared our recognition of our restoration of the independence in 2017 by Ayok Tabe. Think of it. This is not a small battle. The journey is still far. The people like Capo Daniel are those people who started a journey and they discouraged on the road. They either remain, they abandon it on the road, or they'll die on the road. Because when you are going for a long distance, imagine those people who are traveling from in the desert, from Niger going to all those Algeria, or going right to Libya, in the desert. Many people die on the way. These are the kind of people like Capo Daniel, where the journey is tough. It's not an easy journey. Nobody said that independence struggle or liberation movement is easy. If you thought that is easy, those are the people that have stepped aside because they could not resist the longevity of a struggle. Someone like Capo Daniel say it's not possible. We cannot win this. Let's just surrender. Let's just say, okay, we are done. Let's just go and remain as slaves in La Republique and be washing their linings, remain as slaves for the next whoever knows when. But I just want to tell you people, a liberation movement is not for 1 day, it's not for 2 days, it's not for 2 years. A liberation movement is for lengthy years. Remember, South Africa fought for their liberation. How many years was Mandela in prison? 27 years in prison. But he came out and became the first black president of South Africa. History will teach us a lot. Thank you, and know that the fight is still on. It's not going to be easy. Anybody that says it's going to be easy, it's not going to be easy. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you share. Okay, I know a lot of people are just joining now, but make sure you share, and okay. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless Ambazonia.
Thank you.